everybody, to another ESCC Kids Online. I'm Zendre.
And I'm Justin. And today is our last lesson on Challenge Accepted.
Who can tell me what this is?
Why, Zendre, it's a referee.
Yes, a referee are often in great shape, and they are strong, they are observant, they've got good character, they can make important decisions really, really quick, and that is because they have a different point of view of the game.
When Jesus sees your challenges, Jesus sees them from a different point of view, like from a bigger picture point of view, kind of like a referee.
We have learned that no matter what kinds of challenges we face, Jesus takes care of us. Jesus shows us the truth, and He helps us when we are tempted.
In today's Bible story, we find that Jesus faced a very serious challenge, and it involved having to make a prediction. Do you know what a prediction is?
You can tell me.
Have you ever made a bet or tried to guess who would win a game?
Oh yeah, like when the Springboks play the All Blacks.
Yes. So prediction is kind of like when you're rooting for someone to win. You think they're going to win and you want them to win, so you're rooting for them. So you predict that they're going to win.
Springboks!
Yeah. So I've asked some of our crew to come and play a game for us to watch. And I want you guys at home to pick who you think is going to win. Predict who you think is going to win. Let's see what our crew has done.
3, 2, 1.
Woo! Go, girls! Go! Take her down! Take her down! You're so fast! Come on! Yes! Good job to everyone who made the correct prediction. You see, Jesus also had to make a prediction, but it involved himself. Jesus predicted that he was going to die.
We can read that from Mark 8, and I'll read and you can follow with me. Mark 8 verse 31 says, "He then began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests and the teachers of the law, and that he must be killed and after 3 days will rise again." He spoke plainly about this, and Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. But when Jesus turned and looked at his disciples, he rebuked Peter. "Get behind me, Satan," he said. "You do not have in mind the concerns of God, but merely human concerns." How do you think you would have felt if you were Peter or one of the other disciples? Jesus just told his best friends that he was going to die. Jesus knew it needed to happen, but they didn't know. He knew that he had to save the world from sin, but they didn't know. They didn't understand why Jesus had to die. Let's continue further. Then he called the crowd to him along with his disciples and said, "Whoever wants to be my disciples must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it. But whoever loses their life for me and the gospel will save it. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world but forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul? If anyone is ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, the Son of Man will be ashamed of them when he comes in his Father's glory with the holy angels." Jesus reminds his friends that anyone who loves God has to do what Jesus was doing, which is to let go of our own way and follow God's way. It must have been so difficult for Jesus to accept that he was going to die, especially when he didn't deserve it. But he was going to obey God because that was the way that God was going to save everyone from sin. Jesus accepted the challenge.
We have to accept the challenge too. It's not always easy to choose to do the things God wants us to do. And trust me, Jesus gets it. Jesus knows how hard it can be. But we know, like Jesus did, that God's ways are always better, even if we can't see it yet. Today's big idea is, Jesus understands my challenges.
Oh, hey there, chicken nuggets. It's me, Carl. Welcome to Grow TV.
Welcome to Grow TV. hosted by Carl, where we have fun with our friends, talk about Jesus, and go over everything the Bible has to offer. Now, once again, welcome to Pro TV.
Hey, today's a very stressful but exciting day. Now I'm trying out for a basketball team, and there's 2 tests that I have to pass. A physical test and then a sports history test. Now, as you can imagine, I obviously passed the physical test. But I need to pass the sports history next. The test is tomorrow, so I was hoping I could practice for it now, if that's okay. Okay, perfect. Let's get started. Question number 1. What does the NBA stand for? A, National Basketball Association, or B, Never Bounce Apples? I didn't think this first question was going to be so tough. All right. We'll use basketball, not apples. Duh. I'm going to go with B. Ah! Got it wrong. All right, next one. How many bases are in a baseball field? Let me think. If there's 9 players on each team, that means there's 18 baseball cleats that all get packed into one bag. And if there are 8 planets, and we're the 3rd closest to the sun, and the sun is the brightest star in our galaxy, then that means there has to be 34 bases. 34! Final answer! No! I meant 34 minus 30! All right, one more. I gotta get this one. Being on the basketball team is my dream. Here we go. What thing do teams pull on tug of war? Breathe, Carl. You know this. Just go with your gut. Don't think, just say it. Don't think, just say it. They pull butternut squash. Oh, wrong. A rope? Are you kidding me?
Whoa, Carl, what's going on?
It's the end of the world, Cassie. It's the end of the world, and it's my fault.
Well, I'm glad you're being so calm and not freaking out.
Well, Cassie, I have to pass my sports history test tomorrow. And well, I was practicing, and I was failing more than practicing.
I'm sure it wasn't that bad. I bet the questions are tough.
Really? All right, let's see if you can guess them. Give it a shot.
All right. Number 1, NBA stands for National Basketball Association. Number 2, there are 4 bases in baseball. And number 3, you use a rope in tug of war. Wow, these are really easy.
I kind of like this.
Listen, if you keep practicing, it'll get easier. This is just a challenge you have to overcome.
What do you mean, a challenge?
You know, a challenge. Something that may be a little difficult, but you have to work on it to overcome it.
Oh, I got it. I don't know. It just seems like a super tough situation that I might not be able to overcome.
Well, you gotta try, right? Jesus went through a lot of struggles himself. You know that, didn't you?
Of course, more than I can count.
And you know how you were guessing those answers and trying to predict which ones were right?
Yeah, I wasn't really good at predicting.
Sure, but Jesus was.
Jesus made predictions?
All the time. But there's one specific time that Jesus made a prediction that made someone pretty angry.
Ooh, drama. I'm all about the drama.
Well, Jesus was teaching the disciples, and what he told them is that he was going to die and be raised from the dead 3 days later.
Predicting your own death? I'd say that's a little more impressive than predicting a sports question.
So you can imagine that was pretty big news to everyone there, because they didn't want Jesus to die.
Of course not. They had just met him, and they all loved him.
Yeah, and so out of everyone, Peter was the most upset.
Classic Peter.
Peter pulled Jesus to the side and let him know how much he disapproved of what Jesus said.
Whoa! Peter disapproved? Didn't he know who he was talking to?
He did, of course. Peter just didn't understand why Jesus felt like he had to die. Jesus shut him down and began to tell them more of some really important stuff.
I think I remember what that was. Oh. Right, Jesus told them that if they wanted to follow him, they would have to deny themselves and pick up their cross. What does that mean?
It means to choose what God wants over what we want.
Well, that doesn't sound easy.
It definitely isn't, but it's what it takes, and as you know, it's worth it.
I sure do, but...
What?
Well, this whole sports history challenge is just one challenge that I have and will face. But Jesus never had to try for a basketball team or study for a test.
Yeah, so?
So, maybe Jesus did have challenges, but ours might be a little different. I guess it would be nice for someone to know exactly what my challenges are.
Well, Carl, I can tell you that just because Jesus hasn't faced the challenges you face, it doesn't mean he can't help or doesn't understand.
I don't know, Cassie. What would the Son of God know about having to study for a test? He's Jesus. He knows everything.
Think about it, Carl. The only reason Jesus was on the earth was to show us how much he loves us. He was tempted more than anyone else and experienced everything that humans go through. Loneliness, rejection, disappointment, sadness, you name it. There's no challenge that he doesn't understand.
You really believe Jesus understands my challenges?
100%. And I also believe you just said our big idea.
Oh my goodness.
Today's big idea is Jesus understands my challenges.
So let's say it super loud on the count of 3. Ready?
Ready?
1,
2,
3. Jesus understands my challenges! Yes! Yes, he does! Jesus understands my challenges. Well, now I feel a lot more ready for any kind of challenge.
you think?
Of course! Bring it on, world! You can't stop me.
All right, what's this?
That is a baseball bat.
Yep, you nailed it. See you next week, kiddos.
Hit one out of the park.
Thank you for watching and tune in next week for a new episode of Pro TV.
So I've challenged some of our crew to do some really fun little challenges. Let's see whether they accept them or reject them.
My challenge is try not to sing and challenge accepted.
Out of a grand to see a kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm a queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried.
Don't let them in, don't let them see.
Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't.
Challenge passed. Well done, you did it.
My challenge is impersonate a voice.
Do you accept?
I accept. Darth Vader, I guess.
I am your father. Well done. Do you think that was a good impersonation of Darth Vader?
No, horrible.
Okay.
My challenge is 20-second don't blink challenge. Challenge accepted.
1, 2, 3,
I
4.
failed.
My challenge is guess the lyric and I accept.
Okay, you ready for my beautiful singing? Yes. Okay. One way. Jesus, you're the only one that.
I could live for.
Yeah!
My challenge is say the alphabet backward challenge, and I reject.
Okay.
We've chosen to accept Matthew's challenge of saying the alphabet backwards.
Okay.
Z, Y, X, W, V,
Nice try.
My challenge is eyes closed selfie challenge, and I accept.
You accept. Okay, let's okay. You ready? We're gonna take the selfie. You guys are gonna see the selfie in 3, 2, 1. Do you think that was a good selfie?
No.
Okay.
My challenge is to name 5 Disney princesses challenge, and challenge accepted.
Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Snow White, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, Ariel, and Rapunzel.
Well done.
Yay!
My challenge is the dance routine challenge, and this challenge is dab nied.
So you mean rejected?
Yes, rejected.
Okay.
This is my challenge. 15-second mannequin challenge. I accept.
You accept. Okay, you ready? Okay, quickly. You have 5 seconds to get into your mannequin position, whatever it may be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Freeze. Okay. She has to freeze for 15 seconds. Okay. 3, 4. Well done, Julie.
Yo, those were some tough challenges, eh? But as you can see, there are many challenges that we take on because we know we can handle them. But the one thing is we can't accept every challenge that comes our way. Sometimes the challenges we didn't ask for just happen to be there and we struggle to do them. And they're very, very difficult to manage. However, no matter what it is, know that Jesus gets it. And Jesus will help you fight through that challenge. So remember, Jesus always understands the challenges that we go through. The most important thing we can do is listen to Jesus instead of following what the crowd says that we must do for that challenge.
Well, guys, that ends our series of Challenge Accepted. We'll see you next week where we start our new series. Bye, guys.